And we got the task cam on. Check one, check two. That's right. I know we're probably already streaming live because that's just what it does. So y'all know I gotta make my checks and make sure we get everything right. Cause you gotta love it. Come on now. I'm loving it. I love the way it's happening. We good. We got it going on. We got the record button hit on the task cam. We're recording this show. It's a beautiful day outside. The sun is shining and another week is gone by just like I said. And guess what? You are officially rolling with Ramsey. Hey, gotta love it. You know, today is gonna be an awesome show. I just want to say thank you to all the people who've been out there that have been supporting me and what's been going on. A mad shout out to, I'm going to just start it off at the top. A mad shout out to Tiffin Motorhomes. And the reason why I want to give a shout out to Tiffin because I'm sitting in a 2019 Tiffin Allegro 34 PA. And it is truly, I'm truly rolling with Ramsey and it's truly a manifestation of my dreams. And I love the fact that that's what I'm rolling in. Karen, I see you. Thank you for tuning in. You're definitely rolling with Ramsey. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to be coming down there to Red Bay, hopefully the first week of, to the mothership, the first week of August to get some things taken care of. But I got to love it. Today's show is about a man who put something spoke to his heart, and then he put it all into action. And you can't beat that when you're putting, not putting your heart on your sleeve, but when you say, hey, you have a vision about something speaks to you, and you just want to do something. My guest today, Jacob Neal, he did just that by putting himself not really on the front lines, but he made sure that he created something that was going to be speaking to the people who are on the front line fighting the coronavirus, something that he tied back in with his military background and was able to put all that together. And not only did he do that, he created a scholarship on top of that. And I know that he's standing by, and I can't wait to bring him in for today's show as well. So it is just a beautiful thing, man. Another week's gone by, and we're still here, and we are thankful for that. And that's important because when you think about it, we were blessed enough to wake up this morning, and I'm thankful for that. Thankful for rolling with Ramsey. Some of y'all may have tuned into my personal page. Me and Dad were hanging out for the last couple of days, and we kind of found this thing. I found this niche. My father, he's 92, and he really enjoys music just like I do, but I found that he's a lot easier to kind of handle and deal with when we put on a little music and we jam together and we just kind of laugh and joke and smile, and it's a good way that he likes to start his day. And so I'm thankful for that. And to have him still here with me and in my life. Because 92, trust me, I'm praying that I can see 92 just like he is. He's been able to do. But today's guest is awesome. I'm going to bring him on board. Talander, I see you. Thank you for rolling with Ramsey. That means that you're not on the skyways and highways in the sky. That's my good friend who is a flight attendant for Delta Airlines. And let me tell you, when I tell you she's a jet setter, she keeps it moving. When I tell you she keeps it moving, she keeps it moving. Shannon, I see you. Thank you for tuning in, fam. You rolling with Ramsey. We're going to bring on today's guest. We're going to bring him in right about now. Bring him in. Let me see. Talander says she's home for a change. So, let's see. Jacob, are you there? Let me see if I get him on. He's coming in slowly but surely. There he is. There's Mr. Neal. Hey, listen, everybody. I am pleased to be able to have my good friend, veteran, brother in arms. Not only a brother in arms, brother in twos, because we like to get on those twos as well. He is a 21-year Army veteran. He's also the creator of the COVID Angel of Mercy patch and scholarship. And that's why he's here today. My friend, Jacob Neal, you are officially doing what?
Rolling with Ramsey.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. You're rolling with Ramsey. What's happening, brother?
Man, what's happening? How you doing, brother? First of all, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you how elated that I am to be on your podcast, man. It means the world. What I always tell you, I'm all about collaboration, no competition.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. We love that. I love the fact that you're on today because it allows me to highlight you and what you're doing. I was paying attention. I saw that something spoke to you, and that soldier in you said, "You know what? I'm going to spring into action." And you know, if you're a part of the military or involved in any way, people will understand. Wow, it's kind of one of those things like, man, I wish I'd have done that, or why didn't I think of that? But from that standpoint, because we know all about patches, we done seen them, we done wore them on our shoulders for years, and me particularly as an aviator, I particularly appreciate patches because we would wear them on our flight suits to identify our units and so forth all the time, and that was a real big deal. I mean, I seen some knockdown, drag out fights over some patches. Some commanders saying, "Hey, I'm not gonna let y'all wear them on your uniform," and some like you can. And hey, people got upset not being able to represent. So for you to create a COVID of Angel, let me see, yeah, COVID Angel of Mercy patch is AKA the C.A.M. C.A.M. That's beautiful, man. Just tell me the birth and how it spoke to you and how you first got it started and came up with the idea.
Well, actually, I woke up. I don't know. They tell you not to ever watch the news and then go to sleep. So I was watching the news, and I had just watched the interview from a nurse in New York City where they called it the Ground Zero COVID testing site there, where it was the first real what they call hotspot. So what I ended up doing, I said, enough is enough. I fell asleep. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, heart racing. Us PTSD soldiers,
Right.
we have more vivid dreams than the other people. We can smell it, we can taste it, we can feel it. The good and the bad about that is that I was able to picture it in my head. So I was actually sitting down. I'm not going to mention the news station, but I was being interviewed by that news station and one of the personalities. And I had created this thing that I had never seen before called a COVID Angel of Mercy patch. And I was speaking about it. First time I ever seen it in my life. I woke up in a cold sweat, very vivid. I sat down. I'm gonna tell you now, Chuck. I can't draw a stick, man. But I sat down and I traced out a version of the COVID Angel of Mercy patch that I could remember. I started calling people saying, "I can't believe what just happened. This dream I just had," and I got with a young lady out of the neighborhood, 14-year-old, that helped me turn it into a somewhat of a good drawing. And or now, when I say somewhat of a good drawing, her drawing was great. What I'm saying, it wasn't good to embroider. So I ended up having to pay someone to have it digitized. And matter of fact, I thought I had it right there. To have it digitized, and COVID Angel of Mercy patch was born. And I figured, like you said, I know how much combat patches meant to us. And I remember in that interview, the nurse in there said that she felt like she was going to a battlefield. They felt
Wow.
like they were going to war against
Wow.
this virus. And I said, well, when I've been to war, I've been to combat. We received combat patches that we wore. So that's how the COVID Angel of Mercy patch was born.
Man, that is awesome. Do me a favor, turn down your speakers where you're hearing me so I don't get your feedback just a little bit. But that is man, that is something to behold because you took a dream, just
Mm-hmm.
something that came to you in a dream and turned it into a reality. And so I try to tell people all the time that you have to be about actions. When something speaks to you so clearly and you see it so vividly, you have to move on it. Because I'm willing to believe that if you hadn't moved, you'd have kept having the dream. And so it was definitely divine intervention telling you to do something. And so the patch that you have is for now, is it just for the nurses and doctors or is it for support
So I
personnel
have
too?
so I have two of them. I don't know how well you can see them here, Chuck. This
We can
one is
see
the
them.
colored one.
Okay.
It is for medical. professionals. That's the doctors, the nurses, the pediatric specialists, everybody who treats, tests, and works toward the eradication of COVID-19. This is your badge of honor.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
and then I have one that's very unique. You notice it's the same emblem because the COVID virus didn't change. The only
Okay.
thing changed here was the color. And this is for the people that we forget about, the medical support staff, the one who are the enablers, the one who cleans the rooms, who sanitizes, who takes out the trash. They are at no less risk for COVID-19 than the medical professionals. And I wanted to make sure that we honor those people as well.
Wow. That you know what? That's awesome. That is awesome right there. Just to be able to have something so that they can know that they're on the front lines, they're being recognized. Um, it just doesn't get any better than this, because here's what I do know. We're approaching 150,000 people that have passed away, that will have passed away. That number, we still have people that are dying each day, and that has not stopped. And those people, those medical personnel, they're putting their life on the lines. From the EMS person that may pick you up if you're stuck at home, from to get you there, to the nurses, the doctors, the lawyers, the doctors, the nurses, the support staff that is there. And this might sound funny, but when he's talking about support staff and he's talking about people who are having to take out the trash, he's talking about custodial workers too, that people just might see that they're just walking by. And the reason why I bring that up is because a lot of times, a lot of people don't realize those people have been operating in those roles for years.
Decades.
Decades.
Thankless.
Yeah.
Thankless.
Thankless. Been in those roles for years, got in that job, say, hey, I got a job at the hospital. They got great benefits. They don't have a problem doing the job. And they've been in that job for years with no type of recognition. Just a hey and bye, and so to come up with something to recognize them that they could actually sew on their work uniform with permission, of course, that's pretty powerful, bro. Definitely pretty powerful.
Well, the workaround that I've noticed that most organizations, unless they have really stringent rules, have recognized the CAM and are allowing their personnel to wear them on their uniform. And those that do not because of the CAM, but because they have rules and regulations, and if they allow one, they have to open the door for all. What I've noticed was that the people who are wearing them, they're very unique and they're very smart. I've seen some. You can go to my website, COVID Angel of Mercy, on the Facebook page, and you'll see that they're putting them on their masks. They're putting them on their lab jackets. They're putting them on their backpacks. They're putting them on things that have to come on and off. And a lot of them, I love it. They're putting them on their uniform.
Wow. That is awesome. And so let's get down to the nitty gritty, because we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff in this hour. So
Oh yeah.
How much does a patch cost?
All right. So a patch costs $7. But
Right, so
I want you to look at.
let me stop you right there. So a patch costs $7. Now, out of
Mm-hmm.
that $7, how much are you keeping?
All right. So $7. I'm glad you do it because I love math. Um, my mother used to, even a child, the first thing you teach them is how to count. So $7 for the patch. $7 on the rip. When you buy this patch for $7, half of it automatically, before it sees Jacob, before it goes to a separate pool, automatically goes to a scholarship fund called the COVID Angel of Mercy Scholarship Fund. That scholarship is set aside solely for surviving spouses and children of medical professionals and medical support staff to whom in the line of duty contracted COVID-19 and perished. So you are investing in yourself off the rip. The second part of that is this. I actually made sure I had one of these. This is just the CAM. This is what they get. When they get this CAM, it comes into between a 4 and 2 meal. It depends on who we order from, whoever's the cheapest at the time. We have I have something on the front, and I will post it on your site called the CAM Promise. And basically what it says is they're promised to wear it on their uniform, outer garment, take a picture and send it back. It also goes into our mailers. This is my small one. It's called poly mailers. And by the way, I don't know about you, Chuck, but I can't get this to write on here without ink.
Right.
So all of that stuff rolls right over. And honestly, profit-wise, is about 16 cents a patch. And I roll that money right back into the project because I have people, and I'll just be honest with you, that contact me and say, I'm on a fixed income. I would like to get this for my granddaughter. And I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to send them some patches.
Right, right. And that's why I asked you because, I don't want anybody to feel or think that you're doing this for any type of profit, like you're getting rich off of this. You're doing this because it spoke to your heart and you want to make sure that these personnel who are out here fighting this virus, because honestly, they are in a war. Bro, we're seriously, coronavirus has
So,
put
Chuck,
us.
you was a pilot, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you knew how to find the target and shoot the target, correct?
Come on now.
Hey, put warheads on foreheads, right?
That's it.
Now, imagine fighting an invisible enemy.
Right, right.
That's what we're asking our medical professionals to do.
Right. They're fighting an invisible enemy, an enemy that has shut down not only
I think we froze up, brother.
no, I'm here. An enemy that has just shut down.
Chuck, I think you froze up on your end. I'm not sure.
I can hear you. I can hear you. So stand by. Stand by. We should be good to go.
You were frozen for a little while on mine. We're good to go now.
Okay. An enemy that has not only touched the personnel that you can't see, but an enemy that is touching our way of life. Let me just say it like that. It's touching our way of life. And so when you're touching, affecting what we consider to be a normal way of life, that is when we are running into issues and we're running into problems. Because, bro, think about it. We've got shutdown orders. We've got to wear masks. We've got to do all kinds of stuff that kids are going to school virtually online. And so it is just disrupted of what we consider to be the normal, so to speak. And so that in itself is a challenge. And so when we have our doctors, our nurses on the front line and the support personnel on the front line, they're not just fighting to save lives. They're fighting to get us back to our normal way of life. And that's important. That's definitely important.
think that they're fighting to get us to our normal way or what we will be considering our new norm. We look back at 9/11, don't want to give that any energy, but we have to compare the two. We had all these things that we thought we were going to do and they were going to go away. And here we are still, and it's normal to us now. It's our new norm to take off our shoes at the airport. It's our new norm to do these things. So although we are having issues with adjusting to them now, it will become, if need be, a new norm.
Right, right. And that's what people don't understand. I try to get people to say, hey, our culture was not used to wearing a mask. If you go back a few years, you talk about, I used to make jokes, oh, you better put your SARS mask on. Now, we was joking then because we saw all the pictures, all the, not only all the pictures, but all the video from people over in Asia walking around with their mask on. But they were used to doing that. That's normal for them. It's no big
Absolutely.
deal. So when I hear people try to make it a political thing or this, that, and the other, no, we are just I'm trying to protect you from me. You're trying to protect you from me. You know what I'm saying? So, and it goes back and forth. And so those are the things that we need to do. The patch is wonderful. The scholarship, that is just phenomenal. That is just phenomenal. So I want all the people that's out there that are tuning in and that are watching right now to understand something. I feel privileged to even be talking to you, brother, because you were just recently interviewed on, well, let me see, who you reached, Kelly? What show were you on?
Live with Kelly and Ryan.
Live with Kelly and Ryan. Tell me, how did that happen and how did that go down?
How that happened, brother, but God, I'm gonna say that when you're doing something and that's bigger than you and it doesn't care about your race or your religion, it doesn't care about a political association, like you said.
Right.
First of all, let me make a bold statement. I'm a registered American.
Okay.
And they can take that for whatever that means to them.
I know
vote
that's
my
right.
conscience. I don't vote a party. So they reached out to me, and I'll be honest with you, Chuck, I thought it was a joke and I blew it off. I saw it and it had the Live with Kelly and Ryan emblem on it. And I said, well, heck, I can make one of those. I'm a computer guy. And then something told me, how you get that word, and something said, Google his name. the guy who said he was a producer. As soon as I Googled his name, producer, Kelly and Ryan show, I didn't know they were owned by Disney. He gave me his whole repertoire. So I said, I'm going to email him back. I emailed him back. And before you know it, man, let me tell you something. I've sat on a lot of secrets in my life, but having to have recorded that and had to wait till 3 July because they had me on the veteran special for their 4th of July special.
Wow.
I was about to explode every day knowing that it was going to be aired on the 3rd. And it was awesome. The producer was awesome. Kelly and Ryan were awesome. And it was just a fantastic opportunity.
Man, that, I mean, as far as being able to get your notification or just get you some justification and get you more of an audience for what you're doing, I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that.
You see the smirk on my face, Chuck?
Yeah.
You want to know what it's about?
What's that about, bro? Tell me.
So I'm going to drop some science, and I know you know this. Most people are going to say, well, oh, man, he was on the Kelly and Ryan show. He doesn't need our support. They have 5 million live viewers. My clip alone that they posted on their Facebook page at my last count was over 37,000 views.
Wow.
I will tell you the issue with that is everybody is saying he doesn't need our help because somebody else did it. So believe it or not, I still need the support. I still need the help because everybody out there thinks, well, he was on Kelly and Ryan. So-and-so must have helped them. Well, actually, it's that age-old story about somebody, anybody, nobody, and everybody. Anybody could have did it, but nobody does it because everybody else thought that somebody would.
Wow.
And you know who ends up doing it, right?
The faithful few.
Nobody.
Somebody,
anybody, everybody, and nobody. But I will tell you, I've leaned hard on the community and the people who do care about our healthcare heroes and the people who are able. What I try to tell people is giving and buying the CAMs and sponsoring this scholarship is not all you can do. Sometimes just spreading the word. Sometimes just talking to someone else about it. Just giving them the opportunity will help me.
Right. So that's what's important. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it touches me dearly what you're doing, just strictly because of the fact that if you think about it, I know how I felt when I got back from my first deployment. I know how I felt when I came home from Afghanistan after 9/11. I know how I felt when I came home from Iraq, the first time. I know how I felt when I came home, so it's multiple deployments from Bosnia. So you know what that feeling is like. And what a lot of people don't realize is when you're a soldier, you're looking for a hero's welcome, but at the same time, what you really get is, oh, well, that's your job. So you just kind of doing your job, or he chose to join the Army. It's not that we want the big World War II parades or anything like that, but people get so used to seeing you in your uniform that it becomes normal for them. It becomes normal.
You signed up for that, Chuck.
Huh? Yeah.
You signed up for it.
We signed up for that. It becomes normal for them. So they just see you in uniform. Hey, how you doing? Now, and don't get me wrong, there are spikes of patriotism. There are spikes of patriotism. There are people out here who are very patriotic. I'm not going to tell you. I've had food paid for me. People, I remember one time I was coming back, going back to Iraq off of R&R, and a lady shook my hand, and my father, I could tell that she had given me some money, and my father raised me well enough to know that you do not look at what they gave you like in front of them. So it was like 10 minutes later, and she gave me $100.
Wow.
She gave me $100 and told me to say, hey, go. And all she said was, go have something nice to eat before you leave, while you're waiting because she said, when did your flight leave?
Now, that's awesome, man. That had to do something to you, brother.
Yeah, and it just made me feel,
and you cried when you got in the car, didn't you?
Come on the airplane. What are you talking about? And the funny story about that was I was going back, and I was the chalk commander. So I let all the privates sit in first class who loaded the bags.
Oh, yeah.
So I made some people mad. I made a few people upset about that.
I was one of them privates that got to sit in first class once.
Come on now. So it was pretty cool. Hold on real quick. Karen, I see you. Janera, I see you. Timothy, I see you. All you guys, I see you. Y'all are rolling with Ramsey. Let me see. One of a kind. Souls, I see y'all. Y'all are rolling with Ramsey. Thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I don't want to hijack your show, bro, but I want to tell you some things and I want to give you an exclusive on some things. There's some things about the CAM. I call them the secrets of the CAM. I've kept them, and I want to reveal them on your platform because I trust you and I trust your viewers. It's a couple of things that's about this CAM. One of the things that I struggled with was, when I was going through the process of making this, we had all the incidents that happened with the police, and then the Black Lives Matter movement pushed really hard, and then this happened, and it all started to. One of the things that I wanted was I want to support everybody. I wanted it to be where I wanted it to be all inclusive, and I said I didn't want to make it to where one of our queens will look at it and say, well, that don't look like me, and I didn't
Right.
want to look at it to where Asian would say, well, that don't look like me. So one of the things we did was a lot of people think that it was very um, smart to put PPE on the angel, but I
Right.
actually did it to take away the features from it.
Nice. Nice.
So I did it to take it away. I didn't want it to say, well, my hair don't look like that. Because in real life, COVID angels, which are the nurses and doctors, they cover their head and you can't see it anyway.
Right.
So that was one of the secrets of the CAM. The second one is the one that's near and dear to me, and I'm gonna try to keep from cracking up and choking up because you mentioned it. PTSD is real. Chuck, me and you, when we were right now, if we wanted to be a contractor, we wanted to do this and that, they can no longer use a DOD employee. There was a federal regulation passed that said that they can no longer keep us from seeking mental health that due to PTSD, and they would not use that in our security clearances that would prohibit us from getting jobs. There were a lot of men and women out there that were afraid to raise their hand and say, I need help.
Because they
And
couldn't get
because
work.
of losing their jobs or not being able to keep their security clearance. That's been fixed on our side. Part of this that I'm able to do when I get to talk to people like you and get a platform, I advocate for those medical professionals because they don't have that outlet. They hold professional licenses.
Mm.
They're afraid to say, I'm in a bad place. I need help. See me, save me, because they're afraid of the stigma and worst of all, losing their job.
That's right. That's right. Because a lot of people, if you don't understand it, these doctors and these nurses. Well, let me just back up. So what happens is what a lot of people don't understand what's happening with COVID-19 is when they go in and they end up in ICU and they end up on a ventilator, their family can't come in. Nobody's able to come visit them. They're not the chaplain's not even coming by to talk to them. The only people they are seeing a lot of times when they've taken their last breath is that nurse, maybe that doctor. And so you have nurses and doctors out here who are dealing, not that their profession, that they're not used to dealing with death, but I would like to believe that they're not used to dealing with it on this magnitude where it is hitting them
Not on that level, Chuck.
every day, all day, and it's not buffered by the family being there and the family saying, hey, thank you for making my loved one comfortable or this, that, and the other. No, it is just them. So not only are they trying to hold on and deal with it, they are grieving themselves. They are trying to process this. And I can tell you firsthand, just like he said about PTSD, I can tell you firsthand, I am a person who does have PTSD. It's a lot to process. It's a lot to deal with. And PTSD for every individual is different. I will share with y'all, for me, it is in the form of a reoccurring dream. It is different for everyone. But I will tell you, if you don't know how to deal with that, process that, trust and believe you me, they are fighting an internal battle just like they're fighting an external battle against, like you said earlier, a battle against an invisible enemy that they cannot see.
Yeah,
Janera said in the comments, she said, this is so true. She says, you see it at work all the time. They keep it hidden. They need help. Medical professionals need help too.
what was
Absolutely
her
right.
name?
Her
What was her
name,
name?
Janera Harvey.
Janera. So let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I got your back. And as they say, I got your six, okay? Um, what I'm doing is I'm not just, this platform is enabling me to do a lot of things. And I will tell you, when you fight for yourself, sometimes you get called a whiner and they say, well, you signed up for this and you're supposed to be a soldier. Mr. Ramsey have heard this many times. I'm gonna fight for you. I'm gonna advocate for you. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna talk to Congress. I'm gonna talk to your local leaders and say, what are you going to do about these people that need help that you owe?
Right.
You're not gonna have them out there stressing out, losing their families. I don't want to turn this into another thing, but 21, if anybody knows what Formation 21 is, I know you know. Every 21 minute, a veteran commits suicide.
22 a day.
PTSD is usually the reason. I don't want there to be a formation or nurses 21. We got to nip this in the bud. The old Bonnie Fife, nip it in the bud.
That's it.
We got to stop this now. We got to control it now, and we got to have a safe space, a safe place for you guys to land, because we understand that you need it. And I'm gonna tell you, as long as I have air in my lungs, I will advocate for you guys.
Oh man, that is beautiful, because what a lot of people don't understand is the fact that, nurses and doctors are support personnel. They are fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters. So can you imagine? Can you imagine being on the front lines, fighting the coronavirus all day, and then, it only takes one mistake, and then knowing that you're going home to your family. You're going home to your family. Your kids want to hug you. Your kids want to kiss you, and you're afraid to even let them touch you. Sometimes they're being so cautious. I saw one special where a doctor, matter of fact, it's the football player. The football player, he's a doctor up in Canada. He's been on the front line fighting the coronavirus, but he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. So he would get off his shift, and he had a secondary apartment that he went to basically with no furniture in it before he actually went home. So he could change his clothes, get out of, almost do like a decontamination of himself before he even wanted to even get to the house. And I tell people, I know for a fact, because I've got some personal friends, and them trying to deal with this, they find themselves in tears in the most strangest places. Janitor's closets, supply closets, going into a bathroom and getting in the stall and just closing their door and just trying to let it out, because they say, I don't know if I can take this anymore. And one of the things that the news is starting to report, because particularly they were talking about down in Florida, they are running out of personnel because they can only work so many hours. They can't just work to exhaustion. They need help. They still need help.
And not to mention, Chuck, is that these guys and these ladies and gentlemen are out there doing this, and them themselves are getting the virus, and they have to test negative twice before they can come back to work. I have a Facebook friend and a friend that I know in actual real life, that it took her 8 weeks to test negative twice.
Wow.
They only paid her for 14 days that she was out.
Wow.
By the time she came back, she had missed 2 pay periods. Her insurance was lapsed because it comes out of her pay. So she came back to a job as a medical professional to test and treat COVID-19 patients with no insurance, scared to death with 2 children. Now, you tell me how that's right, and why are we not banging on Congress' door? Why are we not saying, what are we going to do about this?
Wow. Wow. That is just unbelievable right there, that we would even put someone in a situation like that. One of the things, and it's very unfortunate, one of the things that it is doing, it is going to make us appreciate our medical personnel a lot more. A lot more. We're not going to take them for granted anymore. Not at all. Because on top of that, I tell people, what some of the things that are missing, because coronavirus is on TV every day. So there's updates every day. It's going on this, that, and the other. But the other thing is that we're fighting that war, but there are other battles that are still being waged. People are still having heart attacks. People still having strokes. People are still having just diabetes, sickle cell anemia, having to go to the hospital for other emergency situations. And so now they are not only fighting that battle, then if you come in for something else and you're putting your life in their hands, they're fighting to protect you, to keep you safe in a safe environment. It's almost like they in quicksand, bro. It's,
Chuck, I want to caveat on something you said. I remember I had emergency surgery. I had an impacted hernia, and that was in October of last year. And I will tell you, while I was in the hospital, and I was on that good, what we call that morphine,
yeah,
and I was sleeping good, man, and I didn't feel no pain. And every time a nurse walked in my room, I was like, "Oh my God, won't they just go away, sir? I gotta check your vitals. I gotta do." On the flip side, I talk to nurses now, and the patients will ring the bell and say, "Ain't you supposed to be here every hour?" That's the only human interaction that they have now.
right.
So look how that flipped from you not wanting them to be in your office. You get on the phone and you talk to your friend and say, "Them nurses getting on my nerves and they coming in and out and they making all that noise." Now you're over there saying, "You supposed to check my vitals at 4 o'clock. It's 4:02."
Right. Wow.
Because you don't have that human interaction no more. You're there, you're afraid, you're scared, you have no family members. Those nurses have become family members. They become clergy, they become psychiatrists, and they haven't been trained to do any of those things. And we're asking them to do that right now.
Yeah, that is something else. They're definitely taking on a uh, a role, different roles that they could never have imagined, for just not even a little bit. And so that is something. Gosh, my heart goes out to them. So now, when I see my friends posting pictures of their sons or their daughters who have graduated nursing school, or my friends who are nurses that I see, or they're going into the profession, because now what's happening is that wow, it just takes it to the next level. God bless you. God bless you. You're deciding to go in this role, and you've taken it on. That is just not something to even just like dismiss. That's a beautiful thing, because
Absolutely.
particularly now you're actually going into the lion's den, because you're going to be needed. It's not about if you're going to get enough hours. It's going to be about, can you stand these hours you getting ready to work, because you're going to get a trial by fire. I should say it's almost like the private who shows up to a unit that's deployed. Hey, we ain't got
Oh yeah.
time. We ain't got time to play around. Hey, this is real. Come on. Hey, here, let's make sure your weapons work. Boom, boom, boom. Everything is good. Hey, we getting ready to put these rounds down range. Let's go. You're right in the thick of things.
I had a nurse in Indiana, Chuck, told me it's like asking them to walk on water and not get wet.
Wow.
Not
Wow.
just walk on it, but don't even get wet. We're asking you to treat, test positive in positive isolation scenarios, and we're asking you to not get that virus at the same time.
That is tough. So let me see. Hey, look. Hold up a picture. Let's bring it up. Matter of fact, you can share your screen if you got any. If you have any of the pictures of the patch up, you can share it. If
Yeah,
you if
okay,
you
I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, so you can share
All
it so
right.
that they can see both patches clearly.
Mm, it better work out right. There we go. Can you see it, Chuck?
All right, so it's sharing your screen. It's coming in. Hold on. It says it. Okay, there we go. So yes.
So,
So
this,
scroll it up.
so
Let's see. Make
yeah,
sure.
this is the COVID Angel Mercy website. Notice I said one of the things I didn't say on the patch. That is the actual medical professional patch. It says "Ego Aram Ibi." It's Latin for "I was there."
Wow. Okay.
Um, One of the things I also like to let people know why the CAM, why was it created, um, and then I went on show you what it looks like on Scrubs.
Okay.
And I wanted to give a disclaimer because I've asked 1,000 times. No, it don't come with the scrubs. This is just us showing you what it'll look like. And then I talk about it. I want to make sure I highlight this. You can donate directly to the COVID Angel of Mercy Scholarship Fund. When you get onto my website, which is covidangelmercy.com, you're going to get a pop-up disclaimer that says, if you donate directly to the scholarship, which we have no issues with, be advised that you're not sponsoring a CAM for a medical professional. The way I have this account set up, if you donate, it goes straight into that account. I don't see it, touch it, smell it, do anything to it. The same way half of the proceeds do. I can't touch that. I set it up that way to keep the integrity of the scholarship. But Chuck, one of the things that I wanted to highlight was the Our Story link. If you are not sure if this is something you want to get behind or you want to support, I ask you to go here, and it speaks about it. It talks about myself, the creator of the patch. It talks about what the patch is. It talks about the concept, and the scholarship fund.
Okay.
One of the things I wanted to highlight also was that even though I will be honest with you and say 70% of these patches have been bought by the person that is honoring. The spirit of this whole project was for communities, businesses, for the philanthropists to step in and purchase these for their community. I know you're in the North Carolina area.
That's
The
that's
spirit
correct.
of it is for people like you and people like, the businesses there to sponsor these healthcare heroes, because guess what, Chuck? You go to the hospital and you're COVID positive and you get put in the hospital, you're going to be looking at those very people.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly who I'm going to be looking at. And so that is beautiful. You've got the website set up for people to be able to donate. Uh, that is totally awesome, and for be able to people to purchase and sponsor cams as well. And so uh, we talked earlier, so I know you have three different levels of corporate sponsorships, correct?
Actually, yes, yes, sir. Let me stop sharing my screen so I can look back at you. There we
Okay.
go.
So yeah, so
So actually, there's four. There's bronze, there's silver, there's gold, and then there's platinum.
okay,
So I set that up that way because I wanted to make sure any business or organization, whether it be small or corporate, would be able and feel comfortable with sponsoring. I didn't want to set an unrealistic goal for them, but I wanted to make it significant enough, because what I would do for you is we have what's called COVID Angel of Mercy Companies with a Conscience.
nice.
So what you're doing, and I'll just share a quick story with you, man. And it didn't mean for it to happen this way. Promise you this, brother. I know him personally. He does concrete, and Harris Concrete. He came by to do a neighbor's job. He knew I lived in the neighborhood. He knocked on my door. He said, "I heard about your project. What can I do?" On the spot, he became a bronze level sponsor. I handed him his 20 some odd cams that he ordered. I posted it on the COVID Angel of Mercy Facebook page. Before he finished the job down the street, he had two more people that said, "Because you're supporting us, we're going to support you." That
Wow,
was that day.
wow.
So it turns itself right back around. I need these people. And Chuck, I got to be real quiet because my family might be listening. But I've spent a lot of my money sponsoring the local hospitals. Augusta, Georgia, where I'm at, has the largest medical footprint in the state of Georgia. That's to include Atlanta.
Wow.
Atlanta is the largest city in the state of Georgia. We have the largest medical footprint. You got to remember, we own two VA hospitals, uptown and downtown. We own five major hospitals, including the University Hospital and the Medical College of Georgia. We also own the Dental College of Georgia. You see where I'm going with this? We
Wow.
have the world's students training here in our hospitals. So we have the largest footprint in Georgia. So the sponsorship is not outweighing the need and the request at this time.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, brother. Right here, right now, I'm telling you, you got a bronze level sponsor in me. I'm gonna order 20 cam. I'm gonna sponsor 20 cams for the Kernersville VA Medical Center right here in North
Oh, that's
Carolina.
all right, man. That's all right. Hey, they're gonna appreciate it, and I'm gonna tell you, there will be tears. I think I shared with you, University Hospital here in Augusta. They recently had. I didn't know anything about this, hadn't thought about it, brother. They had a CAM ceremony. They had an official ceremony. They brought all their medical professionals in. They brought them pizza and soda. They called me and brought me in via Microsoft Teams to be the guest speaker. There wasn't a dry mask in the house.
Wow. Well, I'm
They were just so appreciative that anyone would do this for them.
I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be a mouthpiece, uh, megaphone for you up here, especially in my area, in the Triad area, to make sure that they know what's going on, so that we can not only try to reach out and touch the VA medical center, because Novant Health Hospital is right across the street. So we're going to make sure that we're reaching out and touching people and know that this is happening, and make enough noise so that we can continue to spread the word. That's for sure.
Hey, I appreciate that, Chuck, but I'm finna boomerang it back to you. Hey, I understand what your platform does too. Me and you both know wars have been started because people stopped talking,
Amen.
because diplomacy failed. Families have been broken up. People are dead or in jail or in the grave right now because they stopped talking. Your platform, Rolling with Ramsey, allows that open dialogue, and people need to get back to that. We need to start back saying, I am your brother, I am your sister. I may not agree with you. Now, me and you both, I know if you got PTSD, I'm going to put you out there. We both see a psychiatrist. My psychiatrist told me, stop saying I disagree. I use smooth terms like I differ. But see the difference? You see how that came over? You see how you smiled when I said differ?
Yeah.
Because differ means that you just differ in opinion. But if I look at you and say, I disagree, now you angry and you pushing back. This is what your platform allows, man. I appreciate you. I give you the salute for that, my brother, because this is what we need.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I was telling our good friend that we talked to earlier, Tim, uh, that we just have to get back to talking and communicating with one
Tell them who
another.
Tim is, man. Tim Montjoy.
Wow, man, Tim is a phenomenal guy who has a program that is just unbelievable program. That if you didn't think any better, you would think that Tim was an angel that was sent here by God. Yeah, I believe that there's angels among us, and Tim is definitely one of them. So what we're
Operation Teammates is
Yeah, so
who
Tim
he represents.
Yeah, so Tim has Operation Teammates, and they've been around for, gosh, over a decade,
Yeah.
if not longer.
They
And
just relocated to Augusta, Georgia, though.
yeah, so they're relocated to Augusta, Georgia, and Tim works with the kids, the children of veterans whose parents or spouse or one of their spouses may have passed away. So they help them do different things,
Deployed,
military
cast away,
deployed, yeah.
medically unable.
So, it just provides military children an opportunity to play games, life skills, and it teams them up with college athletes, professional athletes. It's just a phenomenal program. And the beauty thing about Tim is Tim's going to be a guest, so I'm going to have him on here in the near future on Rolling with Ramsey to highlight what he's doing, because I know this is going to sound cliche, but yes, I believe the children are the future. So,
Yeah, man.
just like, not to toot my own horn, but like I help with my father, who's 92. I pray that, tomorrow we're not going to be able to make the changes of tomorrow. We have to be able to
Right.
plant the seeds in our children today so that they can help us and help provide the changes of tomorrow. And that's going to be a beautiful thing. But that's right. Rolling with Ramsey is an official bronze sponsor of the C.A.M, the Angel of Mercy patch. We're going to be sponsoring the the Kernersville VA Medical Center, and then we're going to make it grow from there for sure, brother.
That's awesome, brother. I encourage everybody out there, whether you be an individual. I joke about, and I tell people, I say I'm like a ghetto philanthropist. I don't make a lot of money, but I do believe that to whom much is given, much is required, and much is expected. I believe that I get blessed in order for me to be a blessing. And just because you have it in your hand, that don't mean it's for you, Chuck. It don't mean it's for me. Some of that is for some other people. And I believe that God blesses me, and he allows me to have things in excess so I can be a blessing for others. And I'm just glad to be able to be there and be able to, I finally understood what my grandmother said when she said obedience is better than sacrifice.
Oh, amen. I tell people all the time, my close friends, I know QB Smith, way to join in, brother. I see you. You're rolling with Ramsey. My little brother. I tell people all the time, tell them, I say, hey, I honestly believe that sometimes the Lord blesses me in spite of me. Because
Oh, what you talking about?
I've got some blessings that I know.
Look, you almost got me there, but I said,
listen, I know that I did not deserve. And I'm like looking around like,
oh, buddy.
okay, you truly must have something for me to do because you wouldn't be blessing me this way. And so, and that's why I'm just like amazed at this. As a matter of fact, QB Smith is watching. He is out. Give him a mad shout out. He's out in Long Beach, California, makes phenomenal music. But the special thing about QB Smith is he's getting ready to be a brand new father.
All right, that's what I'm talking
And
about. That's the toughest job you'll ever have, young man.
he's getting ready to be a brand new father. But guess what? The baby not going to be had at their apartment. The baby's going to be had at the hospital, delivered at the hospital. And so we're definitely going to make sure that I'm going to make sure that we get some. I'm gonna make sure that I get some cams out to him so that he can give to those medical personnel that are out there in California.
Absolutely,
we're gonna make
man.
this. We're gonna reach all the way out to the West Coast with this thing, brother. I'm with you. I'm ride or die with you on this one. I'm telling you, I'm ride or die with you on this one. We're gonna reach all the way out to the West Coast. We're gonna, bruh, you got me. I'm with you. I'm with you. Matter of fact, I already know for a fact that if you're on the Rolling with Ramsey page and you go and look at the pages that Rolling with Ramsey has liked, we have already liked the C.A.M Angel of Mercy Facebook page. So you can get to all the information. You can just look on our page, click the link. It'll take you right there. And from there, you can get to the website. I'm going to put up another post once this is over with. And I'm going to make it very particular. I'm going to include the website with the post. So that will be on the page for people to click to get directly to the website from the Rolling with Ramsey post. And I'll be sharing that post just as much as I did for the show because I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate everything you're doing. This is big time. I'm telling people because we want this to grow and go worldwide. And I'm going to tell you why. Because one day, and we're praying every day that day comes sooner rather than later, somebody is definitely going to create a vaccine. We're going to all be able to take the vaccine and we're going to get back to what we consider normal. Now, see, we laugh at that phrase because we've been deployed and we've been in countries and we've lived a unnormal life for periods of time in our lives over our whole military career. So we were coming back to what we considered normal all the time. So it kind of got confusing for us. So when things get back to where you're able to go to the movies, go to a football game, a basketball game, get back to the point to where you don't have to wear a mask every day. Imagine the respect level, not that it would be any different for a nurse who's just coming into the field, but imagine how you're going to feel when you see a nurse, if you have to go to the hospital and you walk in and on their smock, they got a C.A.M patch. Oh, wow. So you was
it's a validation tool, brother.
Wow. They're gonna be like, you was on the front line.
I was there. I did it. I done it. I bought the T-shirt. I sold it at a yard sale and seen somebody else wearing it. It's a testament to what they did When America needed heroes, I don't care what it is, 9/11, um, Iraqi freedom, enduring freedom, heroes stepped up. And for this invisible war, this invisible virus, our heroes, we have, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that no one else did anything less. And Chuck, I've had some real deep dive arguments with people that got upset with me. But what about the person that work at Walmart? They handling money and they could have the virus on it. I said, you're absolutely right. And I support them and I salute them too. But the unique thing about our medical professionals is there's no might. They know that person is COVID-19 positive.
That's right.
There's no doubt in their mind.
You know,
And that's, to me, what is the difference?
and we mentioned it earlier about the new norm. You go through the airport. Like, look, folks, I'm bougie, so I got what you call it pass. Because I ain't taking my shoes off. I just can't.
You got the clear pass?
I got the clear pass. I got global entry. Pre-check. I got all that. Right, I can't do it. But
Oh, you fancy.
yeah. So I'm just telling you. But
Look, I'm going to need you to sponsor at a silver level.
Hey,
You got money to do all that.
Listen. All I'm saying is people are now used, you get used to having to take your belt off, take your shoes off, and do all that just to go on a trip on an airplane. Now, I say that to say this. I'm going to make my point really quick. Every time they come out of a room of a COVID-19 patient, they have to take all that stuff off, throw it away, get some fresh gear, put it all back on so they can go in another room. Then when they come out of that room, if they have to go back into the room they just left, guess what they got to do? They got to take all that stuff off again, put some fresh stuff on to go back in the room that they just came out of. Can you imagine having to do just that action of taking that stuff off and putting that stuff on all day long? Bro, I couldn't do it. I'm just telling you right now, I couldn't do it.
You know what? They're doing it, and like I said, they like fighters, man. They came out their corner swinging, and they doing it up, man. I can't even say I have a newfound respect for them. I always had respect for them. I have a different kind of, when I see a nurse or a medical professional. I don't care if you work at the med stop, because they're going there too, and the ones that close at 10 o'clock to get tested. These people are their faces, man. If you look at their faces, their eyes will always tell the tale. They're beat, they're hurt, they're worn down, and then they got to go and do it again the next day. I once hoped, when I look at the C.A.M, I thought about if a nurse had on this C.A.M and they were treating a patient that had to be incubated. There's no family, there's no friends, there's nobody in that room. They might look up, and this might be the last thing they see before they're incubated and sedated. And I would rather it be this adorned angel, this COVID angel of mercy, than it be a nurse whose face is covered, eyes are covered, they got on face shields. I mean, it's a scary thing. And then you can still hear, you just heard you about to be incubated, brother. Can you imagine hearing those words that we're going to have to incubate? It scares me, and I'm at home.
Wow. That is something else. Yeah, brother, like I said, hey, listen, I salute you. You got my support. And when I say you got my support, immediately as soon as we end the call today, I will call you back. I'll go to the website. You can walk me through it exactly where you want me to go to do my sponsorship. Like I said, I'm on with my good friend, veteran Jacob Neal, creator of the COVID Angel of Mercy patch and scholarship. He gives 50% of all proceeds go to the COVID Angel of Mercy Scholarship Fund. And that scholarship fund goes to medical personnel, support personnel, their children, their spouses. These people, unfortunately, who was trying to fight this virus, contacted it and lost their lives. So that's what the scholarship is all about. Going to make sure that we have all the links, the posts. I'm going to do all that within the next hour. brother, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you and what you're doing. And like I said, I'm going to be talking about this everywhere I go. And I guess what? I've got somebody I'm gonna link you up with. That's what, like you said, it's all
Okay.
about collaboration. So we're gonna talk because I just thought about it. I was like, man, it'd be kind of cool once I did my sponsorship or whatever to be able to. We're gonna talk. I don't want to let it go. I'm not gonna reveal it. I'm not gonna reveal
All
it.
right. All right. All
I
right.
almost said it out loud. I don't want to reveal it. I don't want to reveal it.
It's
So
hey man, any help, Brian? Like I said, this thing is became a labor of love for me. I work 8 to 10 hours. I'm a Department of the Army civilian. I leave there and I'm lunchtime, morning before I go, weekends, holidays. This is what I do. It's my passion. I'm gonna tell you, Chuck. My goal at a minimum, and I don't think it's hard to do. $100,000. I would like to see in that scholarship at a minimum, so we can impact community. Now, mind you, that this scholarship is going to be need based. That is what qualifies you for the scholarship, unfortunately. But it's still going to be need based, and it's going to be proportionally based. And if anybody who don't know what that means, I don't have a problem with saying it. We're being told by experts that this demographic and this demographic and this person and these people are not just contracting it but are dying at a different rate. So I expect the nonprofit that I select to manage my scholarship. By the way, I will not manage the own scholarship. I know I'm a man of integrity, but I don't want to give the for anyone to see or give any reason to question my integrity. So
right,
I made the decision to turn it over to an 501(c) nonprofit to manage it for me. But I will oversee it, and I will make sure that it is done the right way. It will be done proportionately. It will be done the right way. It will be done on a need basis.
amen, amen, amen. And brother, like I said, it's top of the hour. I appreciate you coming on. Uh, mad respect for what you're doing, what you're continuing to do, and what you've already done. And you got a soldier fighting your battle right here in me. You can put me in the ranks of the COVID of angel of mercy warrior, so to speak, that's going to be spreading the word for you.
Hey, brother, I didn't want, if you leave me with this last thought, man, I didn't want to put a damper on the conversation, but I would be remiss if I didn't say this. One of my high school friends, unfortunately, his mother, sister, and stepfather all contracted COVID-19. The mother, I mean, the sister and the stepfather were released went from intensive care to a regular room to home. Unfortunately, his mother passed away this morning. He notified me.
Mm.
I want to give a big up and salute to you, Mr. Odom. We are here for you, man. We love you. We know what we can't imagine where you're at right now, what space you in, but just know that you are not alone. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family, and we hope that whatever God or religion that you go by, that you're able to get comfort, man. There's nothing we can do or say, but you know, I just felt like it would be remiss if I didn't
Well,
say that here today.
well, I'm glad that you said that and that you brought that up. Um, Everybody, put your mask on. Put your mask on. This thing is real. Put your mask on when you're out and about, because it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. My heart goes out to that family. Most definitely give them condolences. But it doesn't take much of being at the wrong place and not thinking that this virus is not real, and you contracting it and bringing it home to your entire family. Um,
Yeah.
I love you, brother. Thanks for coming on and rolling with me. Hey,
Hey, hey, I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
hey, I know that's right. I'll talk to you shortly.
Hey,
Uh,
man, I'm always willing and able to roll with Ramsey.
Man, I really appreciate that, brother. That being said, hey, listen, guys, I want to say this, and Jacob is still on for a second, but I want to say this. Hey, listen, I need all of y'all to do me a favor. I need you to make sure that you're spreading the word. Like the Rolling with Ramsey Facebook page. Follow us on Instagram at Rolling with Ramsey. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. ROLLINWITRAMSEY. You can catch the podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And I'm telling you right now, we're going to keep on rolling. We're going to keep on making it do what it do. And hey, another week is going by and we'll see you next week. And just so that you all know, we keep it fresh. We keep doing different things. Next week's episode is going to be all about, one week we did purchasing a car and everybody learned something new. Next week's episode is going to be all about purchasing a home. We're going to
I'm checking that out, and I got a home. You never too old to learn something.
Hey, when I tell you I learned about purchasing a car, I was probably about fish grease hot because I knew they had got me. Yeah, they had got me. So this next week's episode, we're gonna bring on retired veteran Eddie Wright of the Wright team out of Tampa, Florida. They are, man, when I tell you they selling houses like gangbusters. Me and him got a special kinship. I knew Eddie when we were doing something out at Fort Hood, and then turned around and found out his wife was my commander when I was in Officers Candidate School. Now I'm telling you, talking about an angel, God put people in your path, that's a whole other story. But hey, thank y'all for rolling with Ramsey this week. We're gonna see you soon. Hey, have a blessed week, and remember, mask up, do your part. Like the president said, it's your patriotic duty. We'll talk to you soon. Thank y'all for rolling with Ramsey. Peace.
Hey, thank you for having me, my brother.
No problem. Hey, and guess what? Burn rubber, not your soul. Come on now.
Absolutely.
To the limit.